What is the myth?
Well, apparently there are some car stereo systems that are so powerful that they're capable of destroying the car that houses them.
We're not talking about, like, destruction over time, right? Not bolts rattling loose over a period of weeks. This is turn on the stereo and the car just becomes a junker, right?
That's correct, or it explodes. Normally, speakers are powered with an electromagnet. It repels and attracts a permanent magnet, and because it's electronic, it can do this very rapidly. It can vary the amplitude and the frequency of the signal. That's how you get music and all sorts of good sounds out of a speaker. We don't need that. We're only interested in one thing, and that's maximum amplitude. Do we bring it up to a certain speed and just run it until it busts, or do we try and like...
like that. I want to crank it and just send it to the moon.
Adam's solution has got Mythbusters stamped all over it.
Let's do it.
Excess, and lots of it. Adam fires up the engine, and Wayne gets into position at the recording station.
In order for this myth to be true, we need to see this car destroyed in some fashion by the sound system, i.e. our big speaker. Anything else in this thing is pretty much busted.
Of course, Adam and Jamie are impartial scientists, so a result either way is valid. But let's face it, music to their ears...
We've got 3 melodies. It's called first gear, second gear, and third gear.
...will be the sound of shattering car.
Ready, let's go for it.
In 3, 2, 1.
Now that didn't go to plan. The car is very unexploded. I'm thinking the audio guy better get ready with the bleep machine. There you go.
I don't see no cracked glass.
And why not? Because the speaker sure did look like it was working. And if it was pumping out some serious sound pressure.
It actually, to me, looked like a piece of medical hardware when it was pumped. It looked like some kind of... I mean, it was so kind of barbarically primitive in the way it was moving. And yet, I was so gratefully pleased to see that it was moving exactly as we intended it to move.
Check this out. Blew the sunroof completely out of its tracks.
Oh, no!
Well, that's probably the reason the windows didn't go, huh?
Yeah, once you have any type of opening, you know, all the pressure inside is released.
The reason that we didn't get an explosion or shattered glass is because when you put pressure in a car like this, that pressure is going to find the first outlet it can and release itself. In this case, it popped the sunroof off of its tracks, itself not a small feat. And at that point, nothing else was going to fail because the air had plenty of room to move around then by escaping from the car.
Okay, so the sound pressure escaped into the wild blue yonder via the sunroof, leaving the windows and the rest of the car intact. But how many decibels did the Mythwoofer pump out before it broke down?
It did a 161.3 when it failed, but what's really impressive is it did it at 16 hertz. That is just almost unheard of to produce sound pressure levels that high at such low frequencies. Just takes a tremendous amount of energy to do that.
Remember, a jet engine with 15,000 pounds of thrust generates 165 decibels of sound pressure.
Wow, it's just an incredible amount of force.
With the Mythwoofer pumping out that kind of sound energy and the car still not detonating...
Now there's the failure.
This myth is looking as busted as, well, the Mythwoofer.
Wow.
It's a violent thing. It's a heck of a tune.
Did someone ask for a tune? The fat lady is warming up right now.
Well, guys, what are we going to call this? Busted, plausible, or confirmed?
Busted, without a doubt. Look, we created some ludicrously high decibel levels, and the pressure did exactly what it'll do on any car. It found one outlet, popped out through there, and stopped acting on the rest of the car. I'm not saying you can't smash glass with sound. I mean, I think that's entirely possible, but you cannot destroy a car.
Face it, the speaker's so big you can't get in the car, so it's ridiculously oversized, and it's powered by the diesel. If that doesn't do it, then any kind of regular conventional speaker isn't going to do it, even a really, really big one.
Yeah, no.
So it's totally busted.
Totally busted.